Good morning. It's Joyful Christian Hermit just caught Lovey finishing. He does a good job of watering plants and fertilizing them, but I just couldn't get over this rose bush. I'll back up here so we can see it. I don't want the dogs getting an idea of going out in the street, but look at that. They're just enormous, and it's not even all budded out on top here. Just one is bloomed, but there's must be a dozen buds on that little top section there. So and over here, just look at all these buds. This thing is loving it here. It's glorious. And I think I'll get used to this little dark reddish purple there, but I'm behind on picking strawberries. The Phillips Golden Tears needs roping up more. I just can't keep up right now. I'm multitasking a bit much, but things are coming along. And the tree men didn't come. There's some whooping cough type of a flu going on. So Lovey sees somebody. We got to get away from that. Is here, is going around, and so they had men out sick. I've got to water these things. They're ready. I watered them last night, but they need more. I'm going to move to doing more stonework today later afternoon. I realize I have to switch my variety of activities, and it'll just leave the mess out longer. I'm sure the men don't understand, but I think when I do the same activity, the stonework is sort of a tense and tight work, using my hands more and bending more, so it won't be as much bending, but I'm about that far. But I have to do on the left and right sides I haven't done around the corners of those, of either side, so I need to maybe work on that today. Just get back in there and fill up the sides and keep it all evenly done, and then in a couple of days do another section of all around, or one portion, or whatever. So and I want to plant that rose there today, but I'll do it later toward evening. Shouldn't, or at least when the sun's not on things. You shouldn't plant when it's full sun. It's not the best for the plants. And I still have a line of stone to put right under the window. You see, I'll have to cut about 3/4 inch or less. Maybe I can get 3 strips, or at least 2 out of the lengths of stone. And I have some scraps I saved to do that with too, because it won't be so noticeable there. But I did get the orris root, those stems cut out, and I've lost my pruners. I can't find them. But I said that's what happens. I get to working, and then the pain is going up, up, up. And then my mind is gone, and then I literally don't know what I did with them. And I've looked around the obvious places, but like this rose bush needs pruning, so I'll see that the better you keep things pruned, then it invigorates new growth and new buds. So that's always a good thing to do. I still want to find a part shade. An anemone would work there, but I want something with a little height on it. Behind Hebe, behind this little conifer here. Or I could move the conifer back a little, or keep it out forward, but I want to put something, I think, right behind it, growing up behind it. Or to the right of it, maybe low, and then something tall behind it of a flowering perennial, some color. For another day, though, I don't want to overdo. This dissectum here, I like it played up against, because this turns green, but earlier in the spring it's more of a reddish tree, Japanese maple, and so this didn't really show, but now it shows. I had thought about bringing it over here, but I'm now thinking of putting the British lace out here and moving these perennials, the bachelor buttons, moving them elsewhere, and then using that space for the British, the English, old English lace it's called. And let's see, I did put in I thought they were, I'm going to have to check the name again. I thought I had gotten the orange prints. Those, they'll cosmia, they're called. They'll get tall and have blooms. They're spiky, like swords. I put 3 of them out here and hope that they'll do well and bloom maybe this year yet. Don't know if they'll grow that fast, but I got one little pot that had actually 5 little starts in it. John Paul II still doing well, and these up on top have not bloomed yet. But we've got, I forget what that flower is back there, the purple. See it back there, yeah. And then here's an anemone, and there's an anemone over there, and a phlox there. So I still have other things. I gotta get my hand turned around. But it's practically, and every other day, or even every day, there's changes. Here's this mallow. It's a mallow, M-A-L-L-O-W. And this one's particularly called baby's eyes, and it's now starting to come up. It will get big leaves and huge blooms. Huge blooms, and it likes moisture. I had worked over here. I still needed to get grass out of here that had grown, and this will hopefully dry off, and I can shake the dirt off these little bits down here on the ground. But I put Magno no Sato. I've been pronouncing it wrong. I had it opposite, like Sato no Magno or something. It's Magno no Sato. The Lonely Man is the English version of this Japanese maple. And it's going, you see, it's going through a little bit of a shock from being transplanted in a new location. But it'll come through, and I think I actually noticed the dark purple and green combination here better. It's going to like it here. And I'm going to, I'll let it get, maybe next spring, if I'm still alive, I'm going to shape it a little bit more and not have it be as broad. Let it be more upright. It'll start to grow upright more. I think it stayed low. Well, here's a branch that had to be clipped off, so a tall one. So just see how things go back over here. And I'd like to put some perennials over here, get some color over there if I can. That's not terrible not to. So see if there's anything new or different out here. I still have, see, the men didn't come with their whooping cough or their sickness that's going around. So I did order another bottle of NAC, this supplement that is very good for lungs. And so far, I've just left these in this cart, and I keep it watered. I'm going to add more soil to it. I hope they'll be okay like that, because they're supposed to come next Thursday. I've got several days. I'm going to consider finding other places to plant a couple of these, but the English, here's the, where is it? Back in here is the English lace. Oh no, that's from this other tree. I thought I had a reversion going, but the English lace is this linobarium leaf right there, very thin. Oh, no, that's the Kung Pill. Here's my British lace. Here's the British lace right here. It's more of a dissecting. It's the British lace. You can see it maybe. So I just wanted it protected back in here, but a couple of the conifers, the flaky and this emerald midget, need sunlight. So I might find another place to plant them. Although I had spots, I was going to put around down in here and over there when the shade isn't there to put those trees. But you see how Twisted Sister is just getting large enough. I don't want to wait another year to get it moved over. And it would maybe be okay even staying there, but it's a little close to their fence. Although I can train it then to be more of a left-sided tree, which I have seen done. You just prune back. You don't let the branches on the right get large. and let the left, you candle them, and you let the left ones keep growing. And that will shape your conifer to be lopsided, to have more branches on the one side and look as if it's growing like sort of like a traditional bonsai does, with an angle and then a canopy, like a canopy top. And so conifers are actually a lot of fun to work with over time. So here we are. I started, we can see all of these big wild shoots of these roses. They have no buds on them, and they're not going to, because other things have come up from the rootstock. The original rootstock they used to start the roses have taken over the rose bush. So I'll show you one that I'm working on just to get it out. Get all of the, like all of this down here was just rootstock that's taken over this rose. There's the rose that's blooming. And back there's a little chunk. And all the rest of that just needs to be cut out and even cut way down and dug out. Or it's not going to be a viable rose bush. This one is pretty much intact. You see all the buds on this clump of rose. So I don't really see the rootstock taking over, but like here's one branch there, but I had accidentally cut off a couple of other roses. They're in a house in a vase. But for the most part, all of this down here is not viable. It's just rootstock, and it will never bud. It will never, those won't ever bud. That big hunk of rose base down there won't, so may even need to dig it out. This one's intact, and I think this one has a scent to it. Let me try it. Yes, this one's scented. That one gets to remain, and it's not taken over by rootstock. This whole thing, except for, you see one little branch left. I wasn't paying attention. Well, 2 years ago, probably when they got out of control, when I had the knee replacement that failed. And I was in bed most of the summer. And lots of agony with that. So that's the only bloom on it. So this thing's I'm gonna get that dug out. Maybe Sean can help me, or I can work on it. This one looks pretty viable. Look, all of that has buds on it, so this will work. This one, I've already cut several of them out from the middle that weren't going to bloom. So this is a partial. Maybe I can say it as a viable rose or not. This one is looking okay, except there's two together, see? Part of this might have been the rootstock, the dark purple, and they were trying to make it into this other color rose, so there was a lot of rootstock out in the front, intermingled in with this one. So this is a so-so. Let me see if it smells. Yes, that has a slight scent. Let's see if these red ones smell. You can't. No scent at all. So that was the rootstock they started it on. To create a, I think I'm going to move this lavender out of here. I have too many spindlers. Sometime. And that rose there, I'd gotten very inexpensively 2 of them from Costco 2 years ago, and it's not doing that much, and it doesn't smell, and that somebody might want to buy it just for the color. This one's doing okay. This here is not. This whole clump here, once I cut out what is not going to bloom, like this one here, these big shoots that come out are coming out from rootstock. Anything with buds on it, I'll keep. This one might be salvageable, but I've got a lot of cutting back on this to do. This one has a lot of buds, so that's doing okay. This has a lot of rootstock that needs to be trimmed out. So we'll just see what happens with some of these. I'm all tangled up. I'm going to try to see if I can step out of here without falling. Step out of these leashes that are all over me. I got it. So, dandelion. And this isn't spelled like dandelion the flower. It's dandelion. Dandelion. So it's just a different spelling. But it's a conifer that is really got the yellow on it now on growth. It's really doing well. I'll just keep that there. But I got all my other trees removed from around this big one so it could get cut down. We'll just wait and see. Hope they can come. I felt bad for them. 3 men sick. He didn't have his crew, and I did not want them coming. I didn't blame them. They're sick, and I said, oh, thank you for saying I don't want to get it. I'd be down. My neighbor said, don't even let them wear a mask if they do come, even when they're better. And I said, and I'm going to start wearing, if I have to go out, I'm going to wear a mask. It would do me in. I would be sick all summer, be gone for all summer if I got sick. That's just how it's been with me, the sicknesses that I get. Come on, puppies. Oh, Mercy was enjoying the grass. Do you want to enjoy the grass, Mercy? I was going to show I had started working. Maybe my trimmers are up there because I'd started to work. I hope I didn't accidentally drop them in with my clippings. No, I used them yesterday. The trash people came. But that's a good thought. It might be down in my big trash bin. They might have... Oh, I think I know where they are. I think they're in my big container. But I've really thinned this out a lot. And this evening I want to come out and clip more on it. Get it more opened up. It's still very heavy on that side over there. I worked a lot on this side. And I just want to get it opened up and not, and I want to take some off over here on this tree. Look at the new growth on that. It still comes out the very pale. And eventually then it will be the dark underneath. So I love this Eskimo sunlight. Eskimo sunset. Got new growth going there at the top. And these fronds, these tassels are fascinating. I have not noticed them before. Right there and there. And there's a wad of them up there, tassels hanging down. Like these here. Okay, I'm going to turn around so I don't get... Sean came yesterday and we've got this. I've got to mow today. It's good for me to have lots to do. Force me up. Summer thus far seems to be the best for me this year. I'm tangled, puppies. I'm tangled. Let me walk around. Thank you, Lovey. Yeah, that helped. Oh, Mercy's trying to go to the bathroom. She had a little problem this morning, so we had to get pumpkin. I fed her a couple of tablespoons of pumpkin from a spoon, which she loved that. She was having trouble eliminating constipated and fur. They were getting caught in her fur. And she needed Mommy to help her. And Mommy sure did. I think I left my pruners in that black container sitting over there. That's what I put my rose clippings in as I'm clearing that out. We're digging along here. See, this is I'm going to keep this going down, and I'm going to dig that black pipe down around the concrete and over here. And then I put these lines into the pots. I'm going to try to hide them a little bit, disguise them. Lovey, stay out of the manure. He's a dog, isn't he? He's a dog. He likes that stuff. He likes to smell it. He would roll in it on the ground. But I have to get to Home Depot and get a connector for these pipes. And I forget what, I have a big, like a backflow thing on it. And I'm not sure how to use it. I forget. So I've got to find a man at Home Depot who really helped me figure out how to do this. And Sean helped yesterday. Sean wasn't feeling well. Please pray for Sean. He's just got that situation that happened when he was in Air Force Academy. the injury to the back of his neck, low skull, caused brain damage. Not mental brain damage, not that he can't think, but it affects his energy drastically. So a shame, isn't it? Okay, puppies, let's walk back around here. Let's go down and see. I took out a plant, and now I'm trying to remember where I transplanted it. It was one of these lupines, a purple one, and I planted it, down there I did. So I think it got, let's check on it. It might need more water. It's just going through a transplant shop, right there it is. So, now here's some of these sedums that are making it and looking good. So I've got some of those growing there. That's from a couple or 3 years ago. And I didn't realize that they were surviving. It sometimes takes plants a couple of years to pull out of what seems a certain death. Church Street steeple is really growing. This is the most unusual. I like this. I like Picea omerica pendula bruns very much because the needles on it have a glimmer to them. But as far as shape and style, Church Street steeple and growth on it. Look at that growth up there. It's spectacular. I hadn't seen this tree ever before. And of course the name itself. I like to go by names also. And Church Street steeple was picking up my mail that fell, I'm not sure what I planted down there, but it's coming up. I think more canna lily clump. And I had forgotten it was there, so I didn't take it out last year. It overwintered and did okay. That's a beautiful rose back there once I get the rootstock out of it, if I can preserve it as just that rose. I don't think it's taken over so much that I can't preserve it. So, and once this tree's down, it will like not having so much shade. But I'm going to put the paperbark maple down here, and I hope also to put the sparkler down here, and maybe even also somewhere along here the pond cypress, the green feathers. And I think I'm done with trees. It's hard to say unless I have a death. But this is too crowded in here, so I need to still get this moonrise under control. I finally brought the duct tape out, so this is ready to be buried down a little deeper and covered over, and then pavers put in here. Come on, babies. This black hose, it's hooked up already to the spigot on the other side. So I'm going to plant nasturtiums in this empty pot here. And it looks like the apple tree probably is ready for some more watering. Got some greens growing here, lettuce greens. This in the middle is chard, and around the edges are spinach. And I had one chunk of chard that made it through last winter. So that'll be plenty to eat on. And I've got beets down in here. I like the greens, I'll let them grow. And here's some radishes growing, and the lettuce I planted, the parsley on this side never came up. They were old seeds. So, and there won't be much fruit on these. These, like this one barely made it. I had to really prune hard on these. Here's another one I need to prune off, but I pruned very hard on these blueberry bushes. And ironically, this is southern, what would this be? Southeast, I think, yeah. Exposure, mostly southern exposure. But the ones with the western afternoon sun, the tomatoes are actually thriving more taller, grew faster. Of course, it could be the variety they are too. A couple of these, I think, are the cherry tomato size. So we've been around. Here's the other one of these, just absolutely no scent. and not particularly vibrant as far as growth patterns. So we'll let somebody else have them for a deal, a good deal. Maybe I'll get my money back for them. Maybe not. Oh yes, hi Sean. So he's out walking Moose, his dog. Oh yes, I know the dogs love Sean. Oh my. And Lovey, it's just hard. Lovey just leaps on. It takes him about 15 minutes to calm down when he sees someone, if they come inside. And my neighbor woman, please pray for her. She sent me a message yesterday. She was very low, most atypical for her to be so low. But this morning she was better, she said, and just the effect of a good friend's husband had died, and she was tired, and she'd worked very hard weeding. Her gifts are more in with people and social, helping people, but or going out, taking people out to lunch or supper, meeting with friends. So being a social person is a very important role in God's kingdom. To engage with people, play cards with them, and she has a women's card group, and that was one of the women's husband had died, and he was 92 and had dementia very badly. So, but she spends time with people. That's work. I would be worn out. Of course, I can't sit to do that kind of thing, and it wouldn't. I have to be very active, moving, keep my body moving. And then also in bed a lot too to rest. So it's I still have my begonias to plant, so I'm going to go in, get the dogs their morning liver pills, I call it, just a little bite of liver something treat, and then I'm going to get planting some things back in this courtyard and get going on that, and then ponder and pray and decide, water things out here and just whittle away. I brought some stones over. Back over there are more that I have done, but I can't remember. I think the tall stack are ones that still need to be sealed with sealant on them. So hope I have that remembered correctly. Although the company says you don't need to seal them. I am just such a major multitasker, but I realize why. I don't like it. I don't like the disorderly aspect of it, but I have to constantly change my body variation. My left back is bad again this morning, and down the left arm. So I hope the steroid will last longer, but at least I didn't wake up with both arms on fire. I'm so thankful for that. Well, it's keeping me busy, overly busy right now. Once I get the stonework eventually done, but I'm not going to put a timeline on that. If I can only do one every 3 or 4 days, work on it. And I've got to learn to not let other people instill their time frame on me, or the pressure or their disgust with my mess. They can turn their heads the other way when they go by. In fact, the HOA man on his bike does. And I hope he doesn't hit something someday with his head turned. But I think he's watching enough ahead, but he never looks over at me. But he does plenty when he's down there. I see him looking down. But it's okay. I'm an intrigue, I'm sure. Whatever. So, he's not seen anybody who's been disabled, I guess, and trying to keep the body going. Arachnoiditis is rare, and this is how I have to deal with it. Come up with ways that are going to make it okay for me to not wipe out so much. So everything's slow and easy and variety. And when I'm tired, no, I can't put things away. And then when I'm going to need stuff, why put it away and have to get it out again? That's my rationale. It all takes energy, and don't expend unnecessary energy. So God bless you all. Have a beautiful day, and please pray for Sean and for my neighbor, but she's better this morning. She's realized what it was that had gotten to her. And I'm praying for her, and thank you for praying for her. She gives and gives and gives, and I asked her, do you have incoming? Do you have people giving for you? I don't think much. She's one who likes to serve, but I think we have to remember we should allow other people to serve us also, or we can burn out. She had some burnout last night, and it was very worrisome. So, she was very depressed, she said, and had never felt like that before, and so I hope that she pulls through with. I can build her up with words. I've offered to help. She doesn't want me to help her. Of course, she looks at my place and thinks, oh, mercy, lady, you've got more than enough to do of your own. But sometimes it's nice to have somebody help, especially things I love to weed, and that's not something that is her thing. Weeding for me, I like solitary things. I'm a hermit. But, and I've liked it before I was a hermit. So I like to go into contemplation with the more menial task, the better. But in her case, no. Her gift and calling is with people and service and social, lifting up people through social engagement, which is a very needful task. And helping people. She has saved my life several times. Seriously. So she's quite a special person. Enjoy your beautiful life, day, night, whatever you're in, wherever you are.